Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's DLloyd. So Lonzo Ball is back, and we are back as we are getting ready for the start of the NBA season. Just a little over a week away. I am definitely excited, man. But the big news is, according to Sean Trani of ESPN, which is still crazy to say, Lonzo Ball, who has missed 2 full seasons, who has not played an NBA game since January 14th, 2022, will be playing in the Wednesday preseason game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So welcome back, Lonzo. But what does this mean for Lonzo Ball? And how do we think his future is going to be in Chicago? Because Chicago is a very different team than the last time he played in 2022. Chicago is now in a rebuilding situation. Back when he played in 2022, Chicago got a bunch of young assets, but they were trying to win. I don't think that is really the case now when you look at what Chicago is trying to do. They're clearly in that rebuild situation, and I think it will continue that as we get closer to the deadline, a lot of these players will be shopped and moved around. You're looking at a Zach LaVine. Will he ever be traded away? Zach LaVine, I think, is now becoming more tradable than he was at the trade deadline, but I think that is another guy that we can look at potentially moving. But you got Lonzo Ball. You now have a Kobe White on the team. You have a Josh Giddey on the team. You have other guys that need the ball in their hands as well that can play make. How is Lonzo going to fit into that situation? We have to wait and see because we have not seen Lonzo Ball in so long. We need to know where his level of play is. Now, Lonzo was on track where he was improving every single year, especially his last year in Chicago and even the last year in New Orleans. He was looking good. He was shooting at a high rate from three-point land. In Chicago, in those 35 games, he shot 42% from three. That is way better, than the 30% he came into the NBA shooting. He was definitely on the trajectory of getting a lot better. Now, with Lonzo and the torn meniscus in his knee, I do think he is the type of player where his game was not predicated on his athletic ability. If he was an athletic guy, you would assume he's going to lose, some of that athleticism. And I think this is still the case. He's not going to be the same explosive guy that we've seen before just because of the nature of the injury and what we have seen in the past. Yes, he will still be at a high level, but you're definitely going to take a little step down. But his game was not on that. He was a great facilitator of the basketball, which you don't need to be the most athletic guy in the world to be able to do. His shooting was steadily getting better. He took some time off. I'm sure he has, been getting up shots, but how good of a shooter is he at this moment? How long does it take him to get back into rhythm? Because I'm not expecting him to jump in right away and be full strength. We need to see how good of a shooter he is. Is he an improved free throw shooter? We know he has improved from the free throw line. He came into the league shooting 45% his rookie year with the Lakers. Last year in 2022 with Chicago Bulls, he was shooting 75% from the free throw line. And then what can he contribute on the defensive end? Lonzo Ball, very lengthy, long defender who does well defending other guards in other positions. And I think he will still be able to do that. So I am excited for Lonzo Ball. I think he has a lot left to give, and I think he will put himself in a great situation, especially as we get, weeks, maybe even months into the season. I do think there will be that learning curve of him just getting back into the flow of an NBA game, a live action game. It's not just practice. It is a little bit different. So I do think that will take some time, but I am happy that he's getting a look here in the preseason. We heard that he could return for opening night. It looks like he should be, unless we have any type of setback. That should be the case, that he should be ready to rock by opening night. The amount of minutes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's on a leash. I'm not sure if he's just clear to play. We will see how that goes. I definitely think they want to see how he reacts and how he is feeling after the first couple games. Now, Lonzo Ball, 27 years old now. He is in a contract year. He's eligible for an extension, but with the Bulls, and like I said, they're definitely in a rebuilding stage. Do I see Lonzo Ball long-term with the Chicago Bulls? That's where things get a little bit dicey. Because if you ask me, I do believe Lonzo Ball is in that situation where if he plays well, he could be a good trading piece, or he could just very well sign with another team in free agency. I'm not sure if Chicago is looking at, 27-year-old point guard as the future, right? You got Josh Giddey now at 22, Kobe White at 24. Lonzo Ball kind of going into, his quote-unquote prime range. And I'm not sure if they're going to look to pay him, to stay long-term. But, of course, all of this is going to be after they see him on the court and we see how he plays. If he comes out here, he doesn't look like the Lonzo that we are expected or that we have seen, then, of course, I think Chicago could look at him because now he is a cheaper option, right? But if he gets anywhere near where we've seen him before, I just don't see a long-term fit in Chicago just because, again, of where they stand as a franchise in their direction. So, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens, but credit to Lonzo Ball making it back. It did look bleak for a moment in time, but making it back, and I am excited to see him back on the courts, and hopefully, no more setbacks, and he can be ready to go and start ramping things up as we go through the upcoming weeks. But you guys let me know what you guys think about Lonzo Ball and his return. He is back. How long with the Chicago Bulls? I do not know. You guys let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. As usual, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. And subscribe if you haven't already. It's DLloyd. I'm seeing you next time. Peace.